we are starting our live stream session today, and the topic of our live stream is art. Yes, welcome everyone.
Thank you.
Welcome everyone. My name is Alena Runova, and it's really nice to see you today here with us. So feel free to ask us any questions today if you have about IELTS preparation or about learning English in general. I'm an English teacher and an IELTS speaking coach, so feel free to contact me. And if you'd like to if you'd like to join our live stream sessions, I'll attach all the links down below to this video, and we would like to have you around. And today with us is also an English teacher, Sevil Bayraktar. Sevil is going to introduce herself.
Hi everybody, thank you, Miss. My name is Sevil Bayraktar and I'm doing my master's degree in English studies. I'm already an English teacher, and it's really nice to have this opportunity to talk to you and of course work together, study the topics that we would like to improve our fluency or the other skills. If you'd like to join our multicultural environments and of course community, we would like to see you among us. Actually, it would be a great, again, opportunity for us. Thank you.
Yeah, and a great opportunity for you too, because you will have a regular practice. And if you have any questions on how you can join us again, the links will be attached down below. And today with us, we have some participants who decided to practice their speaking skills with us, who some of them preparing for us, some not, and just preparing, just they would like to become more fluent in English. So Kamran, welcome. Say a couple of words to the audience, please.
Hi, my name is Kamran Nazarov. I'm originally from Azerbaijan, but I have been living in a different country. I joined to this class, to these sessions just to improve my pronunciation. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's nice to see you again, and it's
You
been
too.
several times that you've been coming. Thank you. And now we have Jafer. Jafer, welcome.
Thank you. My name is Cafer. I am from Turkey. I'm very pleased to talk and participate in your session. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's also not the first time you join us, so great. We value our permanent students. Nuramin, welcome. Nuramin.
Hi, ma'am. Yes, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. We're doing great. How about you?
Yes, Alhamdulillah, I'm also fine. Actually, I'm from India, and I'm trying to take IELTS general course for getting PR visa in Canada. That's why I joined the group.
When's your exam?
December 17th.
Oh, okay. Coming soon.
Yeah,
Coming soon.
I'm not properly prepared myself. I'm getting some scared about how to prepare myself or how to speak, like good pronunciation. Still, I'm not enough myself satisfied.
Great, don't worry. So today, if you stay up until the end of this live stream, you will have a chance to win. At first of all, one of the students, one of you is going to win 25% of a 25% discount for our speaking club. Another student 50% discount, and one of you will win 2 weeks free access to the speaking club. Perhaps it will be you. So Nuramin, if you're lucky enough to win, so that's going to be just great for you. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so just stay tuned. At the very end of the session, we will provide each of you our feedback, and we are going to just point out some action points that you need, what you need to develop, what you need to improve and work on a little bit more. And of course, we will pick up 3 winners. So, all right. I think
Okay.
we are ready to get started. Thank you
Yes,
again
ma'am.
for joining us. Are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
Yes.
Great. Okay, we don't need a breakout room for now. Maybe we can open it later on. For now on, we are just fine because we are not crowded today, to our surprise. Usually our sessions are quite crowded. Anyway, so we will start with part 1. So it's a warm-up part. The questions are basic. Sevil is going to share the questions in the meeting chat, and I'm going to share them with the students who are watching us live right now. So yeah, let's go around the table. Kamran, you know everything pretty well, you know the format. So could you please pick up one question and ask it to anyone in the class?
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna start just with the first question, just to make it easy. Do you like art? I'm asking to Mr. Jafar.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
It is a good question. It is a good topic today, important question. Yes, of course, I do like art because art is important in our life. We are human. We are some behavior. We have some opportunity, and we need some daily base activity, daily base healthy or happiness, and it is a main part of art can provide some opportunity for us. We can think easily. It can help us happiness.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, Jafar, please pick up a question and anyone in this group to ask it.
Okay, I choose Nuramin, and I want to ask second question. Nuramin, can you hear us? I think. Second question, have you ever visited an art gallery?
Nuramin, can you hear us? We are over to you. Jafar is asking you the second question.
Actually, I am in the duty and too much loud outside. That's why it's very difficult to hear properly.
Click the meeting chat. You will see the second question. Have you ever visited an art gallery?
Yes, to be honest, still I have not visit properly as art and gallery. But to be honest, I can say in maybe before 2 year, 2 hour before I have visit on art gallery, and there is some special picture about to visualize about the character of a special person, like our national poet Ravindranath Tagore, and he is a very good person, and we know about the art, like his character. I'm speechless.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay. Thank you so much. You can pick your question 3 or 4, and address it to anyone in the group.
Actually, to prepare myself, I need silence zone. Outside, too much crowd.
Yeah, okay, it's up to you.
I'm stopped myself.
You can just ask the question which you like, or I can ask the question for you then. Kamran, is there any artwork on the wall in your room? That's an interesting question.
Yes, really, it is. Well, but rather difficult. It is like, to be honest, I'm not a kind of an art buff, but the place I stay is is a rental apartment, so they don't have any paintings on the wall. But like, if it were my apartment, I would probably choose something like from Imam Maliki, like a realist painter, Iranian painter. Like his paintings, I really admire this artist. Well, if I had a chance, I would most likely have them on the wall in my room. But currently, unfortunately, I don't have anything on the wall.
Okay, great. So we have just one question. So Kamran, choose Jafer or Nuramin to ask the last question, and we will be set off for part 2.
All right. So have you ever had art classes?
Actually, you chose me, I think.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Actually, maybe have you realized that we have been in primary school? We take a lesson, a music lesson. We take a painting lesson. Actually, it is the first time we step in art. In every child step in art in this lesson. And I would like to add another thing. A lot of related people related with Turkey. There is some pictures on the wall, mosque. There is some picture on the books. I mean, some symbolic, also their art, all of them, pattern art, opera. Maybe you say I have no paint in my room, Kamran, but I know there is many opera, Azeri opera. We can listen. We can proud of them. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so now let's move on after we warmed up a little bit to part 2. Part 2, you have to speak at length and speak for 1.5 to 2 minutes. You will describe an artist or entertainer you admire. You should say who he or she is, what he or she does, how successful he or she is, and explain why you admire him or her. I'm sharing the same questions with the viewers, YouTube viewers, and we'll give you, you won't need to talk on your feet. We'll give you 1 minute, and after a minute, one of you will start speaking. You can use the emotions, like you can raise the hand. There is a reactions button, and you can raise the hand like so, like Sevil just did, and we'll see that you'd like to speak. Yeah, for example, I also raise my hand right now. So 1 minute of preparation. Start, please. Time is up, and so let me see who's ready right now. Anyone raising hand? Kamran is ready. Yes, Kamran. So
Um,
I set the timer to 2 minutes. You can finish a little bit earlier, but it's better for yourself that you complete, you fulfill all the this time given to you.
all right. So today I'm gonna talk about a famous painter. He's an Iranian painter, and his name is Imam Maleki. Well, the first time I was introduced to this painter was when I was in university. My classmates recommended me like looking for this for his paintings, and I was really bowled over when I first time saw his paintings. Well, there are so many artists, like you could see that people say that, you know, there were a lot of buzz about some kind of paintings like from Van Gogh or any other artists, but you know, sometimes they left me cold. But for the thing about this artist is he really, you know, express himself with vivid colors and creative imagination. Actually, I'm not really like myself. I'm not like artistically inclined. But after looking his paintings, I tried a bit, and I think, you know, I'm still finding my feet with paintings, this painting. But I think if I try, you know, I can make a little bit improvement. I have seen a lot of paintings from Van Gogh.
Time's up. Time's up. How do you feel? You've just finished.
I think it was a little bit disorganized, you know. I don't know. I could have done better, but for 1 minute time, I wasn't able to organize, you know. Anyway, so thank you very much.
Anyway, you managed to speak for 2 minutes. As for timing, it's a great achievement of any student. You managed to use some high order vocab that we will mention in the feedback, of course. And what else? Still, I mean, of course, there could be some improvement, but still, that's a great achievement for you. And I remember that you requested this topic. It was upon your feedback form that we decided to pick up this subject today. The topic of today's session is for you. And
thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. We always pay attention to your feedback. So guys, leave us feedback with your ideas, with your suggestion, whatever you want to talk about, we will surely consider. Because you know your weak points and you need some opportunities. You need to embrace the opportunities to speak and in a subject that you're not really familiar with, because in practice you will get better and better. So this time you spoke at this level. Next time you will speak a little bit better. Next time you come across the same topic, you will speak a little bit better. So everything goes step by step. So considering the fact that it's your first time you probably talk about it, it's great. Okay, so we are moving on to Jafed.
Yes, I am ready.
And I'm ready too.
Okay, let's start. Okay, you know, there are a lot of art, kind of art. We can talk, painting, a very famous painting in my country, all around the world. There are some literature, sculptures. There are something very different area. We can, it's art. You can show your behaviors in your another way. But today I wanna talk about not famous one. Actually, I met her maybe 6 months ago. She studied Islamic art university in Sakarya, and this year she was graduated this year her university after 4 years started. She was 50 years old, and I didn't know how much art is important, or Islamic art how much important. I didn't know before. Maybe I know some. I see on the wall some mosque or in the cemetery. Everywhere, historical place, you can meet many art, kind of art. But this time, when took some information about Islamic art, because you know, in the past, maybe 1,400 years, about more than Islamic life in our community related all of people, and we saw in the history. I'm proud of her. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so how do you feel?
I feel relaxed. Thank you.
You feel relaxed?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so it seems that you speak confidently, and you know, you spread this confidence to everyone in this room. Great. Nuramin, would you like to attempt answering the same question? Nuramin?
Yes, I took the preparation. Just little, I'll try to speak little sentences.
Okay, of course, feel free to speak at your pace and for how much you can do it. So it's your practice day. You're not assessed. You're not given an assessment today and the band score today. So feel at ease. Just I mean, your time to practice. Start.
Yes, ma'am, you're right. I have to practice myself too much.
So, should we listen to your answer? Can you start?
Yes, ma'am.
Nuramin, so sorry. Before you start, if it's okay for you, could you please turn on your camera so our audience can also see you?
Yeah, while you're speaking, sure.
Nuramin?
If it's appropriate, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nuramin, can you turn on your camera as well? We can see you, we can hear you. And when you speak, we also need to see your mouth, how you pronounce the words, and it gives us, of course, a better level of communication. Yes, now you can start speaking.
Well, today I will talk about our Indian guy who is popular in our India as a film industry as a king. His name is King Khan. I mean, his name is Shah Rukh Khan. He is a popular film star in our Bollywood film industry. He has give us lots of film by which we are encouraged ourselves to be as a human in the society, how to behave, how to be a human being to the ordinary people or to the extraordinary people. We got I'm unable to see the point.
Okay, keep carrying on. Yes, so let me ask. So why is he so prominent for you? What's special about him? Why do you like him so much?
He's a good, kind-hearted man. He is bottom to heart to us.
Okay. So why do you think he is so much successful? What makes him successful?
I think he is successful because he achieved the top position in our Indian film industry, and he is very successful man. And this is not also this small point. He also belongs to the poor family, and now he got top rich category people.
Okay. How does his like? Is he a filmmaker?
Yes, he is a
Yeah.
filmmaker and a hero.
How does
And
his
his acting too much interesting, like comedy, romantic, his film is too much interesting.
How does it make you feel when you watch his pieces of art?
Sorry, ma'am, I can't hear.
How does it make you feel when you watch him? Watch his films?
When I watch his film, I feel myself as a romantic hero sometimes. And to be honest, when I watch his films, I can feel his acting, and sometimes the how to act to the people. I can just feel myself.
Thank you so much. Your time was up. How do you feel when you were speaking?
I feel a little scared, and actually I'm not properly can speak English. Just trying to speak, and outside too much sound. I'm in the mall and the duty now.
But despite everything, despite being busy, you decided to join us and practice your English speaking skills. So it shows that you are a dedicated learner. And of course, you will succeed. I have no doubt about it. And just keep carrying on, keep practicing, keep joining us, and you will hit your wagon to the star.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now we're moving on to part 3. In this part, I'm not supposed to track your time. You can speak at your pace and you can express yourself at fullest. The questions are going to be way harder than they usually are, especially if we compare them with the part 1 questions. Try to be more general. Do not give examples of yourself. Try to analyze the trends and see these trends and express what you think happens in general in your country, in the world. This is my tip for you. And as for the number of sentences, sometimes it's acceptable just to say 3-4 sentences, provided that they are to the point. But if you have more than that to say, to express yourself, then you can express yourself maybe up to, I don't know, maybe 6-7 sentences, but don't make it a lecture. It's not a part 2 where you have to describe something in detail. An examiner will simply not be able to listen to you so long. He will just move on, asking you the next question. And part 3 questions are provided to you. So I will also share them with the YouTube viewers so they know which questions you're responding. And what's more, it's a 2 ways discussion. So you will ask, respond, and agree or disagree with each other's points of view. So here, ideally, even in the IELTS exam, ideally it should be a both ways discussion. But since an examiner is not kind of involved in the discussion, he simply just asks you the questions, followed up questions and questions regarding your topic. Still, we will expand this format and you will be able to agree or disagree with each other's opinions. Is that clear?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, who would like to go first?
Yeah, I can start.
Okay, Kamran, please choose any question. You don't have to follow the order that we presented. You can pick up any question you'd like to discuss, and you can pick up any speaking partner now.
All right. So because Nuramin has problems, I think with his audio. So I would like to ask Jafar, Mr. Jafar.
Yeah, so outside, I am in the duty now in the mall, and outside too much crowd. That's why maybe some noise problem will occur unnecessarily. That's why I unmute myself.
All right, no problem. So yeah, I can start with Mr. Jafar, then we can decide then who to ask to. All right, what skills can art develop?
Okay, that's important question. Actually, there are so many kind of art, but it helps our understanding. It has our motivation. It is life. We can meet a lot of difficulties. We can meet some healthy issue or another issue. We are human, and art develop our brain, our understanding. Especially, can you think children, day by day, every day, they change their life. They try to understand if they interesting art, they can understand the life, and they can describe ourselves, and they can solve their problem easily. Thank you.
What do you think?
I think there are a lot of skills that art can help to develop. I would like to kick off by saying that art helps to develop confidence in people. What I mean by this is when people try to try to craft something new, this creates like self-belief in people, self-confidence. Like they think that they can do new things and they can influence others, which help to boost their confidence in life. For example, I have heard that a lot of painters were born with a talent, but some of them were not. Like those that were not born with a talent, they tried hard, and they tried a few times, failed, but again tried, and it's just by trying, it created a confidence in them, and they created fascinating artworks. I don't know, for example, I've heard that the Van Gogh wasn't born with a talent, but he kept trying, and he did some good job. I like some of his paintings. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it, but I think I think by trying, it can help boost the people's confidence.
Okay,
Okay,
so
maybe I can give a feedback. Kamran, I agree with you, but I would like to add something related with art and development. For example, we can think as streets. Maybe some of them know. There is a İstiklal Street in Istanbul, in Anadolu European side, and also there is a Bağdat Street in Asian side. This is, for example, people, they feel in this, when they go into the streets, feel feel another feeling, another because there is a, for example, Istiklal streets. There is a historical building around. Also, Bağdat Street, not a historical place. Maybe it's there is a tree, there is a open area. It's like feel relax, feel another option. Or you can see in the Taksim Square as culture. It is give another ambience, or many things we can talk about. Others, some, for example, Blue Mosque or Hagia Sophia. There is a on the wall many pictures, and there is a pattern Islamic art. People, it's something different. The others and everyone find himself there.
Thank you very much. It's full of historical knowledge. I really appreciate that. Really.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on with the next question. Cafer, you can discuss the next question with Nuramin. Choose any question you'd like to, and I hope Nuramin will be able to respond you.
Okay, we can try Nuramin. I think Nuramin, can you hear me? You can unmute for yourself first. If you're ready, I choose number question 2 for you, and we can discuss together. Nuramin, can you hear me? Are you available? I think we can try Sevil.
It's actually better for
okay.
me not to answer the questions, but give you feedback upon your answers. If
Okay.
I somehow talk or answer the question, of course I'd like to answer, but I may just take your time, because you are the ones who should get the opportunity to talk. I talk, or I speak in English all the day, so it's quite okay for me.
Okay, we can continue. Kamran, it's okay.
All right. All right, no problem.
Nuramin, are you okay? Nuramin, busy, I think. He opened.
He left. He left. Don't worry.
Okay.
No, he's here. He's back. So Nuramin,
Okay.
question
Nuramin.
number 2. Can you see the question?
I chose number 2. You can start first.
Is it good for children to learn arts, Nuramin?
Actually, I was disconnected from the internet, so
No worries, no worries. We understood. You can just keep carrying on. So is it good for children to learn arts? You will discuss this question together with Cafer. So you may start, Nuramin.
Yes, I think, to be honest, I think art is very important to learn as a man, especially for the child. If he or she learn art, they can express their mind, or they can express their thinking by the artificial drawing. And I think they can, if they can build themselves as a special artist, they can build their life in future, and they can establish by their imaginations or imaginary mindset point. And if his art is good to share or good to judge, we can at least they will get the benefits in the market. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Nuramin. Actually, there is some lesson, music and paint. Children step into the art with this lesson. This lesson, maybe they didn't realize how much important, because maybe when they grow up, they will produce some movie. They wrote a novel. Maybe they create a picture or they can draw a picture of draw a building. But if they start understanding, develop their understanding about art and about music, they can succeed all over the life, in my opinion. Also, for example, right now, maybe I can see green, blue, or many colors, maybe a little bit light itself. For example, I didn't choose this my color today, usual colors. Maybe when I realize in this, maybe I can wear white color, light color. It is good for me, and I feel more confident, for example.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you. Okay, so and we will pick up the last question for today. Nuramin and Kamran, you're going to discuss the last question, so choose anything you'd like to talk about.
So, Mr. Nuramin, I'm gonna ask you that why are some works of art very expensive while some are not?
Yes, in my opinion, as I can say that some arts are very expensive because sometimes to art the design, we need some very expensive materials to art the design, and it's also too hard work. We have to give the potential, too much high potential to art the design. That's why I think that this type of arts will be too much expensive in the market. And sometimes if I use the little small paint, like it's a normal ordinary paintings, we can get easily from the markets to paint this like this paint. No need to keep a high potential energy. Just easily anyone can draw this paintings. That's why I think myself that some arts are too much expensive and some arts are not expensive in the market. We can get easily available.
Well, I agree with you to some point. My take on this is it all boils down to one thing: how much effort a painter put into his artwork. The reason why I think this way is because, it's same with many things in life. Like if you go outside and see things, you could probably decide on yourself, how much energy, how much time people spend on certain things, like whether it's a car, or whether it is a mobile phone, or any kind of design things. So if there is not enough like labor was put in certain things, then probably we will see low value items. It's same with art. If an artist doesn't spend a lot of energy, a lot of dedication, time, and effort, then it's most likely their work of art that it's most likely their work of art will be like of low value. For example, like you could see in the market, like the talented artists, their paintings sell for quite a bit, but like for the paintings of an art aficionado, it could probably sell 2 times or 3 times cheaper than like a talented artist. I think it all comes down to how much effort an artist put into his work.
Yes, I definitely agree with your statement also. But I have another point in my opinion. If some arts are too much valuable, or the public will like your thinking of arts or design, then if the art are not available in the market, then it will be maybe little expensive to the ordinary art or painting. I think myself, and it depends on the supply and demand.
All right. Yeah. I think the teachers is gonna tell you. But if you give a new idea, you should elaborate this. Okay. So it's I think it's recommended not giving a new idea at the end of your conversation, because you have to develop that idea.
Yeah. Now I'm telling you according to your opinion.
Yeah. All right. No problem.
Okay.
Probably the
Yes,
teacher is
thanks
gonna
for-
tell you at the end.
Thanks for your suggestion.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Still, it's very valuable to hear peer feedback, because you also may point out the things that may skip our eye and skip our attention. So it's really great that you've mentioned that. And perhaps you would talk about some different things, but you have your own view. Great, thank you, Kamran.
Thank you.
Okay, so the feedback begins. Ta-da, you ready? You can take a breath, relax right now, because we are going to have the feedback. And then if someone is watching us live, we will answer the questions that they have prepared for us regarding IELTS or English learning. For the feedback, I will kindly ask you to put yourself on mute, and just one of you will be unmuted for now. And first today, I would like to give feedback to Kamran. I'd like to start with you. Of course, I will provide some feedback, and Sevil is going to provide some feedback. So, Sevil, would you like to go first, or should I do it?
Sure, I can start actually. As just Miss Elena said, we are going to give you feedback today. It's something really, well, happens rarely, because we usually have more than 10 participants. So it's somehow difficult to give each person to feedback at the same time. So for this reason, I'll keep my feedback brief, but of course to the point. And let me also start with Mr. Cameron. Well, Mr. Cameron, as usual, you're quite actually confident, and that's really something great, because you also communicate with us rather than just answering for the questions. You show that you know some structures and some maybe tips, tactics, as you have already shared one with your speaking partner, Nuramin. So this confidence really helps you in some ways, which is, as I've said, great. Your vocabulary was good. You have used nice idioms. I remember one you said, like, they left me cold, I think, which means you somehow failed to, they didn't kind of draw your attention. Yeah, you didn't find their maybe art or piece of art interesting that much. That was a good example to use in this context, in this topic. Generally, there were not that much issues that I have seen. I mean, something that may cause some problems, but I detected two pronunciation mistakes. The first one is, I think we were not on live during that time when you pronounced that word, but let me just still say it again, because I have already told you this one in our previous sessions, I think. The word you mispronounced is originally. You pronounce it with g rather than j. So originally is it's a quite common word, and you may want to take more attention to this one. Be careful with that word. And the next one is actually, it was energy, which you have corrected yourself afterwards. You said it, I think, for the third time. I think it was, maybe you said it twice, and the first one was incorrect, but then you corrected yourself. That was good. As I said, your vocabulary was great. Pronunciation for only those two may be an issue for you. Apart from those, I don't know the reason, but there were a little bit hesitation. Somehow you have hesitated at some points, and that caused you, that made you repeat yourself at some points, which was not that much, a big issue for us, but still, I just wanted to know that happens. Usually you do not hesitate that much. Maybe the topic was not that much easy for you, or you just wanted to think, or there can be other factors like outside noise or something else. But this was the thing what happened. And apart from those, there were not that much, as I said, big issues that I detected. And I think now we can go with Miss Elena's feedback.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Sevilla has mentioned most of the parts, and I would like to mention that your vocabulary was not quite, but really advanced. You try to I use lots of complex words, vocabularies, and it's a cluster of complex words at times and idioms. And that's the reason why I bet it lowers your pace. That's why we hear hesitations. That should be, because you're forcing yourself to be an advanced speaker. So that's if you, let's say, I'm pretty sure if you spoke to a friend on a common, more familiar subject, you wouldn't be hesitating that much. But firstly, as Sevilla has mentioned, the subject is not really familiar for you, and secondly, you try to push yourself, encourage yourself to speak and use a really high order vocab, like left me cold feet, so not interested me, that was a nice idiom. The other one, let me check the other one. Finding my feet with painting. So you were telling us that you couldn't really find, you are still trying to find your feet with painting. That's also a nice expression for everyone who's learning a language. So you're trying to get to know this new subject and to understand, to get your head around and understand the subject. You were using also such words like an art buff, that's a nice expression, or to be artistically inclined, that's also a great word choice. As for connectors, you used quite a lot of nice connectors, like to kick it off. I'd like to kick off by saying, you said, or it boils down to one thing. That's also a great expression that helps you organize your train of thoughts. So keep on using this to still be coherent. As for your organization, you've also mentioned that you didn't feel yourself so much coherent and well organized in part 2. I sensed it too, but again, was not really bad. I mean, you can, of course, there is a room for improvement. you are just trying, it's trying and try and error method for you. You're just getting used to this topic. So try after this lesson, talk on your own for a couple of more times, talk about art, and try to develop your answer this time, improve it. If you want, you can also share it with us, because we share the messenger group together, so you can share with us on messenger, and you may have your own discoveries. You may listen yourself after this session and hear what was the missing point, and you can share upon it. You can share, okay, I missed out this point. I could just simply add the transition, add this and this word, and it would be more coherent. So you can also find out your own discoveries, because each of us has their own patterns of speech and their own patterns of learning as well. So I suggest you not leave it as is right now. Try to search what was exactly not up to your expectation. Once you find it out, next time you won't make the same mistake. And as for grammar, you used if clauses, second conditional. That was quite great, and it was to the point. If it were something, I would choose something. If I had a chance, I'd know. I'd most likely something. So quite high order. Grammar. There was one inconsistency, I would say. You said their paintings sell for quite a bit. I think here you missed out the passive voice, did you?
Yeah, you're right.
Their paintings sell for quite a bit. That's how I got you here.
They are sold for quite a bit.
Right. And their paintings are sold for quite a bit. Yeah, sometimes it happens. So if you, I mean, even for band 7 and band 7.5, this kind of mistakes is acceptable. And even for band 8, I would say you can still get this point if you have a little tiny bit of inaccuracies. No worries about it. It's not that bad. So yeah, force yourself to speak even more, to record yourself after each session like this, and improve your speaking. And again, if you'd like to share it with us, we would like to hear your polished answer.
Thank you very much. It was really useful.
You're welcome. So let's move on to Jafar.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Jafar, let me share my feedback with you. It's going to be quite brief, but I think it's very explicit. So, well, once again, I think you're also good. You're also good at answering the questions directly, so you are quite confident. But there are some points I think that you should also improve, like your vocabulary. I mean, your lexical resources should definitely be improved to give more details, and of course, to talk about diverse topics apart from using the same words again and again. So it will be helpful for you to actually make more sentences. And also your grammar should be developed, definitely, because there were so many mistakes, like even for the basic structures, like for instance, you used wrong auxiliary verb for some words. Let me just check. Yeah, I think for the plural words you use is, or sometimes you use correct verb formation but wrong words. So be careful with the plural words and be careful with articles. I think it's because of your native language. You usually tend to just use the words. You are using them without articles, and then it doesn't make that much, well, sense. Of course, they're meaningful, but still there are some points like using, for instance, you said some opportunity for us. It could be some opportunities for us, or you said it's good question, but there we need, it's a good question. Was missing there. I'm just telling these because you may want to see some examples from your own speech. That's why I want to repeat them. There were some pronunciation issues, like actually, wall, pattern, and develop, describe. And I think this is quite okay for your level. Generally, you use present tense when you need to use the past tense. So you should be careful with the meaning that you want to create, you want to share, say, and your grammar, your tense choice. And lastly, well, you repeated some words a lot. For this reason, as I've just said, you should learn some new vocabulary. There were some coherency issues when you talked about the describe a person thing. I think for the second part, you have started to talk about a kind of art, but the cue card was saying actually describe an artist that you admire, but you started to talk about the kind of art that she does. So be careful with the meaning or the thing that question asks you. Those were the things that I'd like to share, actually. I hope it really helps you. Those were the main points that I got from your answers. Actually, there are some more, but because we don't have enough time to actually go step by step, so I would like to give the floor to Miss Alina.
Yes, thank you so much, Sylvia. It's been nice feedback. Well, of course, I do agree with what Ms. Savicians just mentioned. It's not easy to follow your train of thoughts at times. You start one idea without finishing it, you start telling another idea. So make sure you are consistent. So start and do not rush following the other idea. Finish the first one. Make sure that you express yourself. Don't rush, don't repeat yourself, don't pace yourself. Feel at ease. Express till fullest, and then start a new sentence, and then a new sentence, step by step, baby steps, we call it. And when you feel yourself ready, you will also speed up yourself. Though actually you don't have much problems with the pace. But more with the coherence, I would say. So it's like slurred, you have such kind of like slurred speech. It's really not easy to follow. Besides, there are some issues with grammar, as Sevil has mentioned. So with tenses, with agreement of subject and verb, you need to also follow it. So you need to actually go maybe revise the grammar of intermediate level and pre-intermediate and intermediate level. Just, polish on the basic grammar, agreement of subject and verbs, and then, advance it on top of that. It will really help you to improve. But it's great that you're coming. It's great that you keep improving, and it's great that you do your best to put your ideas across. I mean, we can understand still what you're trying to say. And there was also one pronunciation mistake, symmetry. Yes. So pronunciation is corrected as I see. Well, yeah, rather than that, you show that you have some nice knowledge of art. You're really into this subject, and you really found your fit with art. Yeah, using today's Kamran's phrase, you found your fit with art. Obviously, we can see it, and thank you for such an in-depth communication, Jafet.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you have any more questions, you're always welcome. We are moving on to Nuramin.
Before starting to give his feedback, I'd like to ask a question to Mr. Nuramin. Mr. Nuramin, which band are you expecting, or I mean, what's your desired score band from IELTS?
Sorry, ma'am, can you asking me?
Yeah.
Are you asking me, ma'am?
Yeah.
Band,
My
which
desired
band?
score 7 band.
7. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let
7
me
band
start
IELTS.
to give my very short feedback, because we were unable to hear you at the very first. So for this reason, I couldn't get some points because of the background noise. And for the last couple of questions, it was all okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And yeah, let me start with the first thing. Actually, because the time that you spoke was kind of limited, I couldn't get enough data. But I just just know some parts. You repeated "to be honest" twice at the same sentence, or it was just the not same sentence, but you just said it, and then afterwards you exemplified something, then you said it again. We just suggest you to all the speakers not to use the same structure. I mean, the kind of phrase or the words so often, or we do not suggest to repeat the same things, but you can just use their synonyms, or you can just generate new ideas and include something else to your speech. You said, I think, that there was a kind of picture that you have seen, or I think you said that you saw it 2 years ago while answering the first question. But you used present tense. For this reason, again, I think you also should be careful with the grammar choice. While talking about the things that happened in the past, we use past tense, and it's quite common to see such things in people's speech and answers for some specific levels. I should just tell you that you should improve your vocabulary and pronunciation. There were some strong accent points that we heard. Apart from those, actually, because I was unable to get the things that you have said due to the background noise, I can't share something more. But in general, I think you can improve a lot when you practice, because I think you have a kind of background, or you have a base, but you should put something on it. At least you should work hard, because you said that you'll take IELTS in a kind of month. Maybe you will sit for it in 1.5 months. So you should definitely study hard. You may want to learn some tips, because for Band 7, you should know some structures, or you should be quite fluent, and maybe you should also use some specific idioms, not specific, but you should use idiomatic expressions. So I just suggest you to practice more.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, so let me also have the floor. Firstly, thank you for coming. It was your first session, and for the start, it's been a nice, really available attempt that you've made. Well, if you keep coming and practicing, you will be surely getting better and better in time. Well, I would surely agree with Sevir on grammar. You do need to polish your grammar. There are quite a lot of inaccuracies happening for Band 7. There can't be so often inaccuracies. That's surely what I can tell you. You have to, you may have some inaccuracies, but not that many. So I would suggest you to write your answers to begin with, or to listen back and find out, discover your own mistakes and improve them, because there are quite a lot. As for accents, sometimes it's hard to understand what you're saying. You have your quite strong Indian accent. You also need to work on it. Perhaps you can do lots of listening and shadowing. Shadowing means pronouncing it back to you. I'm sorry, I have to mute you because there is a echo. Yeah. So yeah, you're getting familiar, or you're now finding your feet with IELTS format. It seems to me you've just started practicing. It's better later than never, of course, but you have to program yourself. You have to have a really certain timetable to prepare yourself. And every week you should set at some time and for your speaking practice. And it would be ideal if you could speak every day, because the time flies and you are really short of time. So planning is really important. By the way, I have a course with tips and strategies on how to prepare for the IELTS speaking test. So if you'd like to, you can text me after the session, and I can share some details with you about how you can enroll for the course. Yeah, and you certainly felt that you don't have much to say in part two. In part two, you have to develop the story. It's not easy to talk for 1.5 to 2 minutes, but you have the prompt, you have the clue, you have the cue cards with the questions. So at least follow the cue card questions at the beginning, and in time you won't even need to look at the cue card. Some students even skip the questions on the cue card because they just check the questions and they immediately start writing their they take the notes within this 1 minute. They don't want to lose time because they know that that the cue card questions are not required to be answered. They are just advisable, and they just move on to a note-taking time without losing time on reading the questions. They can develop their own answers. So in time you won't even need these questions. And moreover, they're quite repetitive: when, what, how, and why. So yeah, so as soon as possible, get familiar with the format of the test, and try to work on improving your accent, because accent impacts your the influence you make on the examiner. If an examiner can't really get what you're saying, it might be an issue to assess you and to get the desired band you want, and work on polishing your grammar. And of course, as Sevil mentioned, of course, use some more complex idiomatic expressions if you want band 7. For band 6 or band 6.5, it's not necessary to use idiomatic expressions, but for band 7, it is a must. It's compulsory. This is one of the assessment criteria an examiner is going to follow. So this is my feedback. Keep coming, keep joining us, and we are going to help you out, of course. Now, we would like to take a picture. So smile, everyone. Okay, and we would like to ask you to stay for a little bit longer because I will share my screen and we'll decide who is going to get a gift. We have a wheel of names here, right here. So let me try this one today. So Kamran, are you in? Because last time you won, I think a 50% discount. Are you in to play? Kamran, you're muted.
So I would like to play for 2 weeks period if it's possible.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we do not know what is going to happen right now. For now on, we are playing for 25% discount for Speaking Club membership. So I'm going to roll the die, roll the wheel. Let me mute you for this second. So, ta-da! Let's see who is going to get a 25% discount. Okay, Jata, you are awarded with 25% discount. Congratulations, we're happy for you. I'll give you all the details after we finish the live stream, and we will discuss a little bit further. Now we have a 50% discount option. Let's see. Kamrans, again, you know, that's your luck. It seems that you're like, but maybe next time if we decide to do it. So that means that Nuramin, you get you're lucky today, you get a 2 weeks free access to our speaking club. Well, stay, guys, just let me give you some direction. Stay a little bit longer. Let me say goodbye to the audience who is watching us live right now. Thank you for watching us. If you have any questions, just leave the comments below. I don't see any questions in here. Someone is asking to mention his name, Ghost Diamond Art. So I mentioned your name. I hope you're happy with that. Keep watching us, keep joining our live stream sessions. Here with you today was Alena Runova, an English language teacher and a now speaking coach, and
Sevil Bayraktar, who is also an English teacher. We are really happy to see you among us. If you'd like to join our live sessions or our speaking club, or if you'd like to take our IELTS-wise course, you can just connect us, or you can just leave a comment under this video. And thanks for watching. Hopefully we will meet next week.
yeah, see you next